Were you aware? The Yoshi was invented in 1973 when US President Harlan Sanders challenged budding new Japanese artist Shigeru Miyamoto to make a frog and a horse not be two different things, but be the same thing at the same time. Driven by inspiration, Miyamoto set off to accomplish his new goal, and only after 7 months of brainstorming, the first sketch of the Yoshi was born, approved, and put into production immediately. In an interview with Famitsu magazine, Miyamoto had to say this on the development of the Yoshi. When designing the Yoshi, I looked to other green things as inspiration. Every day I would eat 14 bowls of broccoli and roll up and down the hill outside my apartment. Eventually, I got bored and just drew a dinosaur. The Yoshi was met with immediate praise by fans and critics alike, and it wasn't long after its debut that the Yoshi appeared in its first cereal commercial for the TV. But this was just the beginning of what Nintendo had in store for their prize star, and in 1995, Yoshi was sworn in as the officially licensed High Priest of Australia. This would later be known in pop culture circles as the Cambrian Explosion. The Yoshi went on to star in at least 6 more cooking shows of its own and made numerous cameo appearances and other entries of the Sonic the Hedgehog franchise throughout the rest of the 20th century. With all the success and joy the Yoshi had brought the world and Nintendo over the past 4 decades, what happened next came as a huge shock. On August 17, 1996, Nintendo publicly announced that they were discontinuing the Yoshi effective immediately due to a variety of server crashes, creative differences among executives, and embarrassing stains. This decision was met with extreme backlash from fans the likes of which had never been seen before on late-night talk radio. The negative response was so bad that Nintendo's stock fell so low that it wrapped back around to $255. The company made billions. This event of financial convolution directly led to what we know today as the Yoshi Clause in business law. This law dictates that if a company's stock value ever reaches 0, the company in question must immediately call a doctor or report to the closest licensed physician before consuming any solid food. To help elaborate on this law, we reached out to financial analyst Danny DeVito, who explained,
"A penguin is a bird that cannot fly."
The Yoshi was completely absent from all Nintendo for the next 8 weeks. During this time, Nintendo decided to switch focus to pushing sales of the Fire Emblem series of tactic RPG video games. Despite being one of their oldest franchises, the Fire Emblem series proved to be one of Nintendo's least popular series in the East and virtually unknown in the West. By the early 2000s, Nintendo had just about given up hope on making the Fire Emblem series a success. Right when Shigeru Miyamoto was about to use his last wish to set the genie free from the lamp, a man by the name of Masahiro Sakurai broke down the doors of Nintendo headquarters in Kyoto with a tetramino.
Let me in! Let me in!
Sakurai then iconically exclaimed that he could make the Fire Emblem series the success it was always meant to be. It was not too late. Intrigued by this proclamation, Nintendo immediately gave Sakurai a blank check and a handful of grapes. The rest, of course, is history. It took a while, but we are finally seeing signs of success in incepting the Fire Emblem series into the minds of the masses. Although challenging, the entire plan really came down to 3 simple steps. 1. Create a groundbreaking, beloved fighting series based off of all Nintendo franchises. 2. Continue innovating and expanding upon the game with various sequels, all while adding more and more Fire Emblem characters. And 3. At the same time, add more and more anime into the Fire Emblem games. With this combination of forced subjection and weeaboo regression, it was all but certain that the target audience would buy in. When all was said and done, there were like 4 Marths in Smash, and the newest entry of the Fire Emblem series was just a high school slice-of-life dating sim with extra rules. The money practically printed itself. His work done, Masahiro Sakurai flew away on his Warp Star to lands unknown. Fire Emblem was not the only series that benefited from the Super Smash Bros. Series. Many franchises were included, and many fan-favorite characters returned to the limelight, including the all-but-forgotten Yoshi. Through Sakurai's work on the Super Smash Bros. Series, the Yoshi was back and better than ever. With a new, sleek, aerodynamic design and cool sunglasses, the Yoshi instantly skyrocketed back into its rightful place of fame in the public's eye. Record deals, car endorsements, and free dental care immediately followed, and Nintendo found itself in the midst of another golden age of prosperity. I don't even know why we bothered with that Fire Emblem thing. The Yoshi was the real answer. The Yoshi was the answer all along, every time, always, forever. With my newfound knowledge and enlightenment, I hereby resign from Nintendo of America. The world has no more need for rulers. Reggie Fils-Aime, 2019. In 2020, the Yoshi released its greatest thing ever, the Yoshi's Greatest Thing Ever 2. Fans and critics were blown away. The thing was so great and so beautiful that the very concept of things ceased to exist entirely, and new stuff had to be created to replace all the things. Today, the Yoshi lives peacefully in its space mansion in space, quietly awaiting the return of its Uncle Leroy. This video was sponsored by grass. Usually grass is outside, but sometimes it can also be inside as well. You can look at grass today by signing up for a yard or maybe just a window or something. Grass exists and you should acknowledge it. And now you can. It's that easy. If you'd like to see more videos like this, you can do that. You can look at things. The end.